Hey everyone, and welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're about to unlock a really fascinating, completely hidden language that's being spoken all around us, every single day. If you've ever wanted to read a room like a seasoned investigator, you are in the right place because we're diving deep into the powerful and honestly often misunderstood world of hand-to-neck body language.
Let's start with a scenario we have all definitely experienced at some point. Picture this. You ask a buddy or a coworker a super straightforward question. Something really simple like, "Hey, are you coming to the party tonight?" Verbally, they give you a clear, definitive yes. But right as they say it, they reach up and rub the back of their neck. In that exact moment, your brain sends you this tiny little alarm bell. You get this unmistakable gut feeling that something is just off. Well, trust that instinct, because your gut was probably entirely right.
Okay, let's dive into this. You see, our bodies have this incredible way of basically leaking the truth long before our mouths ever do. When someone reaches for their neck, what you're actually witnessing is a pacifying behavior. It's a classic discomfort display. Think of it as your body literally biting its lip. The brain senses some kind of internal heat or stress, and it's actively trying to calm your nervous system down in real time. Section 1. The honest neck. So to really understand how to spot these pacifying behaviors in the wild, we first need to look at exactly why the neck is considered one of the absolute most honest parts of the human body. It all comes down to our hardwiring. Most of our neck-touching habits are actually governed by the limbic system. That's the emotional epicenter of our brain. It's this incredibly primitive part of us that reacts instantly, without any conscious thought whatsoever, to threats or stress or even just mild discomfort. When we feel insecure or scared or slightly anxious in a conversation, we will subconsciously free up a hand to cover the neck, or maybe to touch that delicate little dimple right at the base of the throat. It basically functions as a literal self-hug for your nervous system. And this brilliantly illustrates the core conflict we're looking for as behavioral detectives. On one side, you have the verbal response, right? The socially acceptable yes. But on the other side, you have the limbic system's undeniable, pure response of discomfort, which is effectively a massive nonverbal no. If you see someone's hand jump up to their neck the very second a difficult topic is introduced into the conversation, you can pretty much bypass whatever their words are saying and trust that limbic response. Moving right along to Section 2, the classic neck scratch. Let's start breaking down the specific gestures you're actually going to encounter out there. Now, you want to keep a really close eye on this one because there is a highly specific pattern behind this movement. Research shows that when people do a specific index finger scratch on the side of their neck, they typically scratch exactly 5 times. It's crazy, but it's an incredibly consistent nonverbal pattern, and it is a classic flashing red light signal of doubt or deep uncertainty. So imagine you're in a high-stakes meeting. You're pitching a huge new idea to your team, or maybe your boss. As you lay out your whole strategy, you look across the table and you see your manager execute that exact 5-finger scratch on the side of their neck. What this translates to entirely non-verbally is, "I'm not sure I agree with you." They haven't interrupted you, they haven't spoken a single negative word, but their body just completely leaked their internal doubt for you to read. Let's move to Section 3. The collar pull. Let's dial up the intensity a bit here. Think about the exact physiological chain reaction that's taking place in just a fraction of a second. This collar pull happens when a person feels acutely frustrated, or very often when they strongly suspect they've just been caught in a lie. We start at step 1, sudden, severe emotional stress. That mental stress triggers step 2 in the body, which can actually cause a physical tingling sensation in the delicate tissues of the neck, or even a sudden slight trickle of sweat. The body temperature literally feels like it's spiking, which naturally leads us to step 3. The person will physically pull their collar away from their neck. They are quite literally trying to let cool air in because they're feeling the intense heat of the situation. Section 4. The pain in the neck rub. Moving on to our next key gesture, the palm rubbing the back of the neck. Behavioral experts accurately dub this the pain in the neck gesture, and honestly, there's a very good reason for that. Let's look at a classic office micronarrative to see how this plays out. Say you approach a coworker's desk. You ask them for a seemingly small favor. They look down at the floor, they nod, and they say the magic words. "Sure, I can help." But simultaneously, they reach right up and start rubbing the back of their head or the back of their neck. Guys, those are intensely mixed signals. They are verbally agreeing, but that hand on the back of the neck is loudly broadcasting that they are secretly feeling frustrated or angry at the request. They find the task, or maybe, if we're being honest, even you in that particular moment, to be a literal pain in the neck. Which brings us to Section 5. Context is everything.
So, the absolutely crucial point here is that you cannot be an effective observer of human behavior without applying the golden rule of body language. You absolutely cannot look at a single gesture in a vacuum. You have to look for clusters. I mean, if someone is rubbing their neck in the middle of a freezing winter day while waiting for a bus, they're probably just cold. Don't overthink it. But if they're rubbing their neck while dodging eye contact, stuttering, and shifting their weight around during a difficult conversation, boom, now you have a cluster of negative signals. That is a clear, undeniable sign of true distress.
This is where you get to take these visual tools off the screen and into your daily life. Whether you're sitting in a tense board meeting, negotiating a huge purchase, or sitting across from someone on a first date, pay close attention to their hands. Ask yourself, did they just pacify their neck? And if they did, put on your detective hat. What just changed in the room? Was it a specific question you asked? A new topic that was brought up? That is exactly where the hidden truth lies. And by the way, if you're finding this breakdown of hidden signals fascinating, you are absolutely going to love our next explainer, where we tackle exactly why people touch their hair and what it reveals about their internal confidence.
So we've covered a lot today. The limbic system's honest reactions, the five-finger scratch of doubt, the sweaty reality of the collar pull, and the hidden frustration behind the pain in the neck rub. You now have the blueprint, so I want to leave you with this one thought to carry into your day. Next time you're in a conversation and someone's hand starts drifting upward, look past the words they're speaking and ask yourself, what is the neck really saying?